Hola a todos! Bienvenido a la Cocina Gutierrez. And today we are going to be making authentic Mexican street tacos. So step on over here and we can see what we're going to do. So I have over here chicken thighs and some thin Angus steak. So over here I already have some cut for us and I'm going to show you how you can cut them in a moment. Now also what I have over here is some pureed tomatoes. So I did this fresh here, or you can buy a can of tomato sauce just like this. And then I have some white onions that's already chopped up finely right here, just in normal little bite-sized string pieces. Then over here I have Worcestershire sauce. I have some olive oil, extra virgin. I have here, which is adobo, this is like a multi-purpose seasoning. You can find this at any of your main grocery stores like Publix. If not, you can always go to a Spanish bodega and they're guaranteed to have it. And I've also just got some black pepper in there. We got about a tablespoon and a half. And then I have some oregano and cilantro. They're just dry spices. I have about a tablespoon of each. And I've also got some sazon over here. And sazon comes in these little tiny packets. This is just a Spanish seasoning. You can also find this at a Spanish bodega. And I've got garlic powder and onion powder. So I have about two teaspoons of garlic powder and onion powder and then 1 packet of sazon. So now I'm gonna go ahead and show you how we're gonna cut our steak. So this is just some thin steak right here. You're gonna take your piece like this and you're gonna wanna cut it just straight down the middle. And then you're gonna wanna take it and fold it like this. And you're gonna wanna cut again right down the middle. Now, obviously make sure your knife is nice and sharp and make sure that you are careful with your knife. You don't want to cut your hands. And we're just going to cut down the middle just like this. We're going to make some nice long strips. Just like that. Okay? And then I'm going to take it and I'm just going to turn it like that. And now I'm going to cut it this way to make it in bite-sized pieces. Sometimes the steak runs away from you, so make sure you get it. Okay? Just like this. Perfect. And now I'm going to bring it over here, and I'm just going to put it in my pan. And now, the chicken. Now make sure, obviously, when you're cutting raw meat, you want to make sure you have nice, clean hands. So make sure you wash your hands before you do this. And so now I'm just going to do the same thing with the chicken. I'm just going to cut long ways like this. Especially with raw chicken, you gotta be careful with that, so make sure that you've got a nice clean working space. And careful with those fingers, you wanna tuck them in so you don't accidentally cut your finger off. Okay, great. And the same thing, I'm just gonna turn the chicken just like this, and then we're gonna cut it this way again, giving us those little bite-sized pieces that you want in your tacos. Some of these pieces are kind of running away from us here. Okay. Now just make sure they're all, like I said, we just want them about bite-sized pieces. They don't all have to be the same. And now we just pop that in over here to our pan, which we will use this in a second. So now we're going to go ahead and put all of our spices in there. And make sure when you're done with the raw chicken, wash your hands first before you do anything. So I'm gonna go wash my hands and I'll be right back. All right, so we're back. So just like that, we've got everything all nice and mixed up. I mean, just look at this. That just looks amazing. If you could smell this, it smells fantastic. So this is a tomato sauce and the white onions that we have left over. We're gonna add that halfway through in the cooking process. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. You can cook this on a stove or you can cook this on a grill. Now we're gonna cook it outside on the grill to give it sort of that outdoorsy type flavor and authentic smell to it, and I love it. So now it's gonna transition over here, and I have made some homemade corn tortillas. Now you can use store-bought tortillas, you can use flour, whatever, but the traditional way is to use corn tortillas. So this is called maseca, And this is basically just corn flour. So you should be able to find this at any grocery store. If not, again, go to a Spanish bodega and just ask them if they have any maseca. Now, this is what it looks like now that it's already kneaded. So there's instructions on the back of this packet, and it basically just involves taking some warm water and mixing it with the powder, and then you just knead it just like you would normal bread dough, and then you just let it sit. So it looks like that, and now we're gonna transition over to the cooking stage. So I'll see you there. All right, and we are outside on the back deck, and I've got my grill here. Now, I've already got this preheated for us. You want the temperature to be 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I have it set to 400 because when you open it's gonna cool off a little bit. So come on over. So I've got our mixture right here ready for us. I'm just gonna open this. Now, be careful, like I said, it's very, very hot. And we're just gonna take our pan, and we're gonna put it in there, and we're gonna let it cook in there. Now, overall cooking time is gonna be about 20 minutes or so. Now once you put it in there, make sure you lower your heat down here. I have the heat set on the lowest right now, and about 20 minutes. Now every 5 to 10 minutes or so, open it, mix it, and check on it periodically. So I'll see you in about 10 minutes when we go ahead and we add the rest of the tomato sauce and onions. And we are back just like that. So a little bit of a mistake on the temperature. You're gonna wanna let them be more between 400 and 450 instead of 350 and 400. And just check them every 5 to 10 minutes or so. So okay, come on over. So we have the leftover tomato sauce and onions, and now I checked on them a little bit earlier to see how it's looking, and just take a look at that. Oh, if you could smell this, it smells heavenly. So now I'm just gonna take the rest of the tomato sauce, and I'm just gonna put this over that, and the onions. And again, be careful with this pan because the grill is very, very hot, so you don't want to burn yourself. So do not touch the pan because it is going to be hot. You're going to grab the handle, make sure you're wearing a mitt to move it first. And then we're just going to take this, and I have a tool right here to just move it around. Now make sure, like I said, it's very hot, so don't get too close to the grill. You'll burn yourself. Okay, just like that. And we're almost done cooking here. I would say it just needs about 5 to 6 or 7 minutes, just enough so that we can let those onions cook down, because you don't want the onions to be raw because they will be too strong. So just go ahead and close it now. And that was about 15 so minutes cooking on there. And yeah, now we'll see you at the tortilla station. All right, everybody, and welcome back to the tortilla station. So, as I said earlier, we have our tortilla dough over here. Now, all I've done is I've taken them and put them into little balls. And then, just to give you an idea, it's about the palm of your hand, about that size. So now I've got over here a little bit of parchment paper, and this is just parchment baking paper here. And I have just taken a piece, and I have opened it wide and folded it down the middle, just like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your little ball of tortilla dough and you're going to press down on it with your hands, just like that a little bit. And now fold the parchment paper over like that and press down on it just like that. Now you can use a tortilla presser when you're doing this, or if you don't have a tortilla presser like most people, then you can actually use a bottle of wine. So I'm just going to take this tortilla off the pan that I have cooking right now. And the type of pan that I'm using here, you can use any kind of non-stick pan, or you can even use pans they sell just for tortillas. Now I'm just using a grill pan right there. So I'm going to take my bottle of wine here, and I'm just going to roll to the side about 4 times. I'm going to roll to the top about 4 times. I'm going to roll to the other side about 4 times. And I'm going to roll to the bottom about 4 times. And then one more roll over it, and it should give us about the thickness of a tortilla, which should look just like that. Now I'm going to put my hand underneath it and see, okay, it looks like it's a little bit thick. So I'm just going to go over and roll it once more like that. There we go. Now I'm going to put my hand underneath it, and I'm just going to fold it over like that and peel it off. So that way it doesn't break apart. Now I'm just going to put it on my pan. Now what I did is I took a little bit of olive oil right here, and I took a little brush, and I just brushed the olive oil over it lightly, just like that, so it doesn't stick to the pan. Now, you're gonna give this tortilla about 1 minute on each side. When you know it's ready, you just can move it around with a spatula, and you'll feel it start to slide a little bit, and you'll feel as it starts to get a little bit harder. So, I'll see you back at the meat station because our meat's almost done. All right, and we're back at the final stage, so we're now gonna take a look and see if our meat is done cooking. So again, very hot, be very careful. So open it. Oh my goodness, come take a look at this. Look at that. That is beautiful. That's exactly what we want to see. Now remember, this is very hot, so get yourself an oven mitt and be very careful. So now that we checked to make sure it's cooked, what we're looking for is for the sauce and the liquid to start rendering down. We're looking for the fat to start rendering down from the chicken and from the steak. And your chicken, you can take a piece and cut it. It should not be pink inside of it. You start seeing it white and it should be nice and tender. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and take this inside and we'll build our tacos. And we are back. Now we have come to the best part where we get to build our delicious tacos. So come on over, this is what we got. We got some salsa picante, some hot sauce. We got some guacamole. We got some crema or sour cream. We got some queso, some nice shredded cheese. And I got some lechuga, which is just some lettuce and some tomates. I got some nice tomatoes. So now let's go overhead. This is just a tortilla warmer. Make sure the corn tortillas stay warm because if they get cold, they get chewy and they're not good. So we just open this tortilla warmer up and grab a tortilla off the top and put that back on. And now be careful, this is still hot, so don't touch the handle. And I'm just gonna grab a spoonful of our meat here. I just mixed our meat a little bit. Okay. Now I'm gonna build this how I like it. I don't like spicy things, and I like to have some guacamole. So I'm gonna put some guacamole on here. I'll put a little bit of our crema. Okay. I'm gonna put a little bit of our shredded cheese on here. Now street tacos are normally small like this, so normally you can have about 2 or 3. And then I like to just put just a little bit of lettuce on mine. All right, let's center it and let's take a look at that. That's your final product, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, okay, the best part. Now we get to try it. Mmm. Oh. Perfection. Mmm. Chihuahua caramba, that's so good. Thank you so much everybody for watching this video on how to make traditional street tacos Mexican style. I hope you all have a fantastic day and adios!